someday it will be a good scene. It's not there right now, but at least it's 300 words longer. So that's something. I'm back again with another writing vlog. I will again be aiming for 3 writing sessions today. Each one I will try to write 300 words. So then I will end the day with 900 words. I will be working on draft 2 of my young adult contemporary fantasy, The Da Vinci Code set in a magic school. A puzzle mystery. In the last vlog I was struggling. I'm planning on still be struggling today. But I was able to identify one of the problems in my draft, which is how to handle the passage of time. I have never written a book where the passage of time is important because all of my books have only taken place over short periods of time. This book is taking place over almost a year, and I don't know how to tell it. So I've been thinking about it, and I've also identified some other problems with this draft. I don't know how to solve them, but I figure identifying them is the first step. So here we go. Problems with my draft. The first problem is I wrote the first draft in a very scene-centric format, which is how I always write. This is my 6th novel. I have written and completed and revised 5 novels, and I've never ever had this problem. But I'm having it now. So I always write in a very scene-centric first draft. I don't write connective tissue. I don't worry about it, and I have never had any problems. But now I'm having the problems. Part of that is my need to develop connective tissue that includes the passage of time without being super telly in this draft 2. Have not figured out how to do that yet. Part of the problem is also that I don't really know where all of the scenes go. The order of the scenes is as of yet unknown to me, which is a massive problem. All the scenes in Act 1, for some reason, they all feel like they need to be there, but I don't know what order they're supposed to be in. I'm currently only focusing on Act 1 in my draft 2, even though the whole book meets up. I feel like I should start at the beginning. So that's what I've been doing. I'm in Act 1. I'm not worried about anything else. The second problem that is currently hindering draft 2 is that the entire third act was terrible. In this vlog, I will not be dealing with that because I am currently only focused on Act 1, but I'm just putting it out there. Act 3 is bad. When I was writing it, I had no idea what was going wrong. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't tell what it was. And I actually think that now I have figured it out, which is a positive. And that was that the internal conflict did not align with the external conflict, so they were not being resolved at the same time. In the first draft, the internal conflict was resolved at the break into Act 3, so then the whole climactic finale just felt kind of blah and unnecessary, because it was all external conflict. So that's a good thing to recognize, because now that I'm in Act 1, I am attempting to introduce the villain with a bang. I'm trying to set them up as a worthy rival from Act 1, which was completely lacking in the first draft. I will also need to totally rework the progress steps for the internal conflict, for both the hero and the villain, but that will be a problem for future Elizabeth. So I've been thinking about it, and I tend to think of writing a novel as spelunking. As in, I know there's some great magical place on the other side of this cave system, but in order for me to get there, I have to find the right tunnels for me to spelunk. And right now, I'm having a heck of a hard time getting myself into a tunnel. It's like every time I start digging, more dirt just caves in around me. So then I'm just stuck in a pile of words. And I don't know if I should crawl back to the surface or barrel ahead. No matter which way I go, I keep getting more and more stuck, and I never find the tunnel. The through tunnel to me in this story is, I can't find it. My story is lacking a through tunnel. It's just unconnected caverns that keep filling with dirt. So there's that. Now we're going to start writing session number 1. I'm going to aim for 300 words. Let's go. Hopefully you can see me better than you could last time. So I just wrote 305 words. I'm still working on the puzzle from the initial scene that I was working on at the end of the last vlog. I mean, it's not great. I enjoy the puzzle, and I feel like someday it will be a good scene. It's not there right now, but At least it's 300 words longer. So that's something. I also realized that maybe you're wondering, if you're working on draft 2, why are you adding words and not revising them? Well, the answer to that question is twofold. First, I have to add connective tissue. My draft 2s always include connective tissue because I don't add them in my first draft. I'm not working on that at the moment because that's where the time passage happens, and it's difficult and hard, and I don't know what to do. So, the second reason I am adding words instead of just revising is because I skipped a lot of scenes, and I left a lot of scenes half finished when I was doing draft 1 because it was a struggle. So now I'm rounding out those scenes, and then I'll tackle that dang passage of time. Writing another 300 words. I wrote 327 words. I'm still working on that same puzzle scene. It's not going bad. The puzzle scene was originally in draft 1, but it was mostly just like a sketch of what the scene would be. And so it hasn't been as hard to flesh out as pretty much everything else in draft 2 because I knew it was going to be in there, and right before I started draft 2, I got this really good idea about how I could massively increase the tension and overall appeal of the scene. So yeah, that's what I'm still working on, and it's not going bad. I feel like as soon as the puzzle scene ends, it will all be downhill from there, but yeah, I'll deal with that later. Tonight, before I go to bed, I'm going to write 300 more words. I'll end the day, hopefully, with just over 900 words. Maybe we could reach 1,000, but that's not my goal. Yeah. Until then, I'm taking a break. But I did not end up writing last night before I went to bed. I was too tired. So yesterday I only ended up writing 600 words, 630 words. But no harm done. I wrote just now about 300 more words, 310. Still working on that puzzle scene, and my goal, today's Friday, and my goal had been to finish the puzzle scene this weekend so that next week I can start tackling the first big problem I'm gonna have in this draft 2. Because I have noticed that the next 8 scenes after the puzzle scene don't have an order. I don't know what the order is. They're all first act scenes. I mean, I feel like I don't even know. So that's what's gonna be happening in the next vlog. I'll deal with that later.